Hi, it's Mrs. Klink again. I am here for the third video on how to set up your OneNote. Now, if you'll remember from last time we got your OneNote set up, you should be looking at something similar to what you see on the page right here. Now, one thing I do want you to know, since the last video where we got OneNote installed on your computer, one thing I did want to show you really fast is now you will see, if you go to look on your computer, I did not have, whoops, it disappeared on me. I had Microsoft Office on this computer last time, but after I got the update, previously I had Microsoft OneNote 2007, if you'll remember from the last video, but now I also have Microsoft Office 2013, and that is my updated version of OneNote that I downloaded in the last video. So from now on, now that you are logged in and you've got it set up on your computer, all you will have to do is go to that link right there and open up your OneNote software, and then you can begin working. All right, now let's start by talking about what you're looking at on the screen. Okay, now let's start with this. If you think about your OneNote as a 3-ring binder, if you look over here on the left-hand side, you should have a drop-down menu that you can have multiple notebooks. Now, it already set up a work notebook for you and a personal notebook for you. We started this one called PBS. For those of you in PBS, those of you in MI, you would have started an MI notebook. You may choose to use OneNote for your other classes as well, and if you want to do that, you would simply add a notebook. But this list you can think of like a 3-ring binder, okay? So that is a binder. Now, within a binder, you would have tabs similar to this. If you have a well-organized notebook, then you would have tabs. The tabs go across the top of the page, and you can have as many tabs as you want. Okay, now let's go back over here. So across the top is the tabs. Within each tab is pages. So over here on the right hand side, notice how, to show you these pictures, I had 3 different pages. Okay, each page you can go down as far as you want. Okay, you can just continue to work. But it is just one continuous page. The one thing that is nice about OneNote is you don't have to worry about formatting the way that you do in Microsoft Word. It is much easier to use in OneNote because you don't have to worry about setting up a table or anything like that. Like this picture that I have in here, I can click on it and I can move it anywhere in the screen. I don't have to worry about getting it formatted correctly. I just move it wherever I want. If I want to type over here, I just start typing. Okay, if I want to type over here, here's some more typing on that side. Okay, and then you can click those, you can move them around anywhere you want. I just type. That's awesome. Okay, I just type. So you can move things around. You just don't have to worry about the formatting that you do in other programs, which is why this is so easy to work with. All right, so what I would like for each of you to do is I would like for you to start your binder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete these extra sections that I made so that mine looks like yours. Okay, so I am back down to 1 tab. Now, what I would like for you to do is if you right-click on that, you can rename it. I would like for you to start the first tab as General Information, okay? That is the tab where we're going to throw just general things, random things that don't really have a spot in your binder. We're just going to have 1 tab that's General Information. Now, for those of you guys in PBS, what I would like for you to do is I want you to start 6 tabs. There are 6 units in PBS. So I would like for you to start a tab for each unit. Okay? And if you don't like the colors they come up with, you can also change the section colors. You can play around, do whatever you would like with that. Okay? So you should have general info and 6 tabs. For those of you guys in MI, you only have 4 units. The units are really long, so there's only 4 units in the entire year. So MI students, you're going to need to make 4 tabs. All right, now, under your general information tab, okay, so we've got our tabs set up. Let's start looking at pages. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll see there's only 1 page listed, and it says it is untitled. So what I would like for you to do, over here, this is the title of each page. So what I would like for you to write is usernames and passwords. Now, you will notice as I typed this over here, it also changed it over here, okay? So every time you start a new page, so I'm going to go ahead and add another page. I'm just going to put sample on that one. Notice how it also changes it over here. So whatever you type in the title area for each page, it will also change it in the right-hand menu. So I'm going to go to usernames and passwords. You are going to have several accounts this year. And one of the biggest problems students have is keeping track of all of their usernames and passwords. So what I would like for you to do, starting right now, is I would like for you to write Microsoft account. And I want you to put your username, which is also your email. Type that in. Mine is biomed@gmail.com. And then also type in your password. And I'm not going to tell you my password. Then as we add other accounts, you will also have a Lucid Chart account. And when you get to that, you will put in a username and password for that. And as we create, you also have, sorry, I'm thinking what else you guys will have. You'll have an LMS account. That will probably be the next one you set up. You'll have an LMS username and password. Whoops. And I want you to keep track of all of your own passwords. And that way, if you ever need to look up anything, it's going to be right there. And especially if you, like we talked about at the end of the last video, got this set up on your tablet or your phone or whatever you have available to you, it's automatically going to log you in anytime you get into OneNote. And so you would always have these username and passwords available to you. Okay? Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to go on over to this next page that is sample. Okay, so see how I switch from one page to the next. All right, there are a couple of things that I would like for you to know how to do. You guys can explore all of the different things you have up here, all of the different functions, all of the different tools, like the highlighting tool, the drawing tool, things like that. But there are a couple of things that I do want to make sure you know how to do. So one of the first things I want you to know how to do is to do a screen clipping in OneNote. So let's go over here. Here's my pictures that I was coming up with. Okay, so I just pulled up some pictures of some cats. So let's say that you needed an image of a cat for some assignment. So I go over into my OneNote. I already have the picture pulled up on my Explorer. I am going to do Insert, and my screen clipping tool is right here. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to wait till the image goes gray. And let's say I'm going to use this one. I am just going to click and drag the size that I want, and it inserts that picture. Now notice this also gives me the date and time that I clipped this from. The other thing that I would strongly suggest you do is every time you use an image of some kind, okay, so I'm going to go back to this image, and I am going to find the website that it's on, and this is the website, so I am going to copy that as well. Notice this gives me date and time, but it does not give me the website. So I went to the website, I copied the information, and I'm going to paste it right there. One of the big things we will be doing this year across all classes is really working on our citations. So make sure anytime you copy anything, you are welcome to copy information for your own information. But if you are going to turn it in as an assignment, it must be cited. So make sure you always cite it. Another thing that I'm going to show you, let's see, let's go back over here. I'm just going to go to our web page. Let's say I'm going to go over to our Biomed Bootcamp tab. And let's say that I want to copy some of this. So I am just going to click and drag. And then I am going to hit Control-C to copy. I'm going to go back to my OneNote. I'm going to click, let's say I want it over here. So I'm going to click right there. And then I'm going to hit Control-V and paste. Now, here's the cool part. If you click and drag and use Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste, notice it will cite it for you. It already tells me what website I got that from. So when you are doing research for class, I highly suggest that you use the click and drag and not the screen clipping. Screen clipping is great for pictures. But if you are copying information when you're doing research, something like that, I would suggest doing the click and drag, and that way you can always go back to the website that you got the information so that you can complete your citation when it is time to do that. Okay? And then there's one last function that I want you to be familiar with at this time. When you do lab reports or when you do any kind of paperwork outside of OneNote and you want to have a copy of it, here's how you would do that. So I scrolled down a little bit, and what I want to do is about there. Actually, here, we'll just click down there. I want to insert a document that I have created outside of OneNote. If you go to Insert, File Printout, this is a pretty cool function. Okay, so I'm in my PBS class and I want a copy of this lab report. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to take just a second because OneNote has to actually open the document and then it's going to put it into your OneNote. But if you will notice now as I scroll down, it has a complete printed copy of that document in my OneNote. It also has a copy of the file itself. So if you create something on your computer at home and you don't want to have to worry about using a flash drive or a thumb drive, you can just dump it into your OneNote and you can use it from there. So those are the three functions that I want you to be familiar with. You have the screen clipping, which does not give you the website that you got it from, so you would have to add that in yourself. You've got the click and drag method where you use Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. That does give you the website that you were using. And then inserting a document into your OneNote. Those are the three things I want you to be familiar with. I also want you to have your units set up as needed, and then we'll continue to use this with our next assignment.